Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back once again to my channel. If you're new here, please hit that like and subscribe button. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it, man. There's been a lot of talk from a lot of people on whether another origin story of the Batman should be told again, especially with the new DCU on the way or already here, depending on how you look at it. So from Game Rant, we got the DCU is right to skip Batman's origin story. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. And of course, this will contain some spoilers. Um, I'm pretty sure from certain things. So let's get into it. James Gunn has lit the bat signal in the sky as Batman is already on the way to the DCU. Despite Gunn and Peter Safran only just getting their plans for a new cinematic universe underway toward the end of 2024, the DCU is expanding at an exponential rate. While there is no sign of the Justice League yet, one of its most important members is already here. Although there was originally some confusion about what fits into the canon of the DCU, Gunn's Creature Commandos officially marks the start of the franchise. The adult animation has already served as a springboard for several DCU projects, but most importantly, it revealed the franchise's very own Dark Knight. Batman is suited and ready for action, with Gunn assuring fans they won't have to sit through another rehashed origin story. Now, 100% in my opinion, I don't think we should get another origin story for the Batman, simply because of the fact we've already got enough of them. If he wants to go the Superman route the same way he's doing with his current Superman, skip the origin story and kind of give us early years of the Batman or wherever he's at, I'm completely fine with that. Now, to my knowledge, I do believe that this Batman is going to be a more veteran Batman because he obviously has a son. I'm not sure how old, but I do know, I believe in my mind he's going to be a more older Batman because he already has a son. Unless he's going to be like a young 28, 29-year-old with a son, then, it is what it is. Anyway, Batman just made his DCU debut. Obviously, this is a spoiler because you can see the photo here. I believe from Creature Commandos, which I still have only seen the first two episodes of. So let's get into it. While audiences expect Batman to make his live-action debut in Andy Muschietti's The Brave and the Bold, he unexpectedly popped up in Creature Commandos Episode 6, Retold Skeleton. In addition to fleshing out the backstory of Alan Tudyk's Dr. Phosphorus, there was a surprise glimpse of the Dark Knight featuring Batman's stiletto against a stormy backdrop. Gunn has since said he purposely gave the character a blink, and you'll miss inclusion because he didn't want to spoil the suit. And as you can see, he's gonna be a pretty, things gotta start moving. As you can see here, he's gonna be a pretty, suited Batman. Actually, a pretty thick Batman. I was kind of thinking somebody a little slimmer, but this guy's like, he got like some meat on his bones, and a long ass cape, and a big huge suit. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope he's not gonna be like a super old ass man. That's my whole thing. Anyway, Creature Commandos gave a glimpse fleeting. I'm sorry. Creature Commandos gave a similarly fleeting glimpse of Batman earlier in the series when Cersei's apocalyptic vision of the future showed various members of presumed Justice League having met a gruesome end. Even though Gunn has said the Justice League hasn't yet formed in the DCU, mainstays including Superman and Batman are already active. This, can't pronounce the words here, alleviates the problem of having to deliver another origin story, which is something Gunn told Rotten Tomatoes TV was always his plan. He already exists in this universe, just like when we come to the Superman movie and we see that Superman already exists. He's already known by the people in the metropolis. We don't need to hear the origin story again. I agree 100%. That's just the way to introduce the Batman is a part of this universe. I agree. When pressed on which Batman appeared in Creature Commandos, Gunn reiterated it's the DCU's Batman, meaning this was a first real look at the hero who will be leading the Brave and the Bold alongside Damian Wayne. Gunn is giving another tantalizing tease of what's to come, and following his upcoming Superman, it sounds like the Dark Knight and the Metropolis Marvel could soon be crossing paths, as well as saying he's loved Batman since he was a little kid. So have I. Gunn gushed. We're going to do great things with him. He's the most popular superhero in the world, and I can't wait for people to see more of him along with Superman and together. Having seen so many Batman origin stories and flashbacks to Crime Alley over the years, it's refreshing that Gunn is moving forward with his own vision and isn't getting bogged down in following in everyone else's footsteps. He's taken a similar path with David Cornsweat's Superman, with its first trailer and Gunn's comments confirming he's been the Man of Steel for a while. And as you can see here, it has Batman doesn't need another origin story, which I agree with 100%. When it comes to Batman origin stories, there's been plenty. As far back as Tim Burton's Batman, there were traumatic flashbacks showing how the orphan Bruce Wayne grew up to be Gotham's tormented savior. There are too many actors to count who played young Bruce, while David Mazzucci famously played him in Gotham, serving as one giant origin story for the Caped Crusader. Even Todd Phillips Joker gave his own sidelined Batman origin story and sparked the wild theory that he's Joker slash Arthur Fleck's half brother. It's arguably Christopher Nolan who did it best with 2005's Batman Begins, giving both the childhood backstory and picking up with an adult Bruce Wayne taking his first steps into becoming a Batman. There's a case to be made that there will never be a better Batman origin story, and this might be a motivation for why Gunn is staying clear of revisiting the idea. Still, the most likely option is both the DCU overseer and audience alike are bored of going over the same territory with every new Batman. I agree 100%. When someone accuses Gunn of skipping over Batman and Superman's origins, he responded on threads and wrote, I'm not telling Batman and Superman origin stories again because everyone knows them. Exactly. Mark Webb, the Amazing Spider-Man, struggled to step out of the shadow of Sam Raimi's acclaimed trilogy, with one of its biggest complaints being how much Peter Parker's origin story was a rehash of 2002 Spider-Man. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice picked up with an established Batman and didn't feel the need to delve too much of the past, although it did fall into the trap of opening with Thomas and Martha Wayne's murders. More recently, Matt Reeves' The Batman spared fans another crime alley bloodbath and was arguably even better for it by making the Wayne something of a mystery. As the trailer for Superman showed, Gunn is cramming a lot of heroes, villains, and storylines into its runtime. The Brave and the Bold is similarly stacked as it's confirmed to introduce the Bat family and suggest it won't just be Bruce and Damian Wayne holding down the fort. I think that'd be very interesting. It'd be interesting to see a different dynamic, especially with the father and son Batman and Robin duo making their cinematic debut. Just because there have been numerous Batman origin stories, it doesn't mean Muschietti won't be able to give Damian one. Elsewhere, the cryptic mention of the Bat family means a whole host of characters could have their past dredged up, which I think could be very interesting if they all get their own movie and it's very good. It takes off. I would like to see the Bat family. I think that'd be really interesting to see. So we'll see how that turns out. The DCU is supposed to be a fresh start for the many characters of the DC Comics, and just because Gunn is running away from origin stories for the two cornerstones of Batman and Superman, it doesn't mean the entire franchise will avoid them. The success of Jon Favreau's Iron Man proves there's nothing wrong with origin stories in comic book movies, but when it comes to Batman and Superman, it's all been done before. Exactly. With the Justice League currently out of action, audiences are at least likely to get an origin story for how one of comics' most infamous teams come together. And yeah, I agree 100%. We don't need an origin story for the Batman. We've seen it over and over and over again, no matter how many times you try and rewrite it and try to make it fit your universe. It's the same story over and over and over. Unless they grab one from another universe that's completely different, we've seen it 100 times, time and time again. So I'm completely okay with James Gunn skipping the origin story for this character. Now, for any other character, like, maybe Damian Wayne's Robin or the Batgirl or whoever, if he wants to go to origin story for those characters, hey, I'm all for it, man. But go ahead and skip the Batman and Superman's origin stories because we've seen it, whether it's been animated or live action. Go ahead and skip those stories, James Gunn. I have no problem with it. I just hope the universe takes off and it is kick ass. Anyway, post your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think about this. I'll see you in my next video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. 2,000 subscribers. Peace. I'm out.